What's up, everybody? Got another video for y'all today. The 89 championship Pistons versus the 13-14 Los Angeles Clippers, who a lot of people feel like should have been a championship team. So this game is actually a little bit more interesting than kind of the other ones, where I was explaining how those teams should not be ranked in the same tier as some of these bottom feeders today. But I mean, to be honest with y'all, that Clippers team is a tier 1 team, and obviously I feel like any championship team should be a tier 1 team. So this is a very interesting matchup. Chris Paul versus Isaiah Thomas. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I cannot put Chris Paul above Isaiah Thomas. I can't. If you guys feel like Chris Paul's the better player, I understand, but Isaiah Thomas has 2 championships as the guy. And Chris Paul's only been to the finals once. So, and it took me a long time because a lot of Dream Team hurt Isaiah Thomas. It hurt him. He definitely should have been on the Dream Team over John Stockton. We all know Jordan didn't want him there. You know, that just is what it is. But Dream Team hurt him. It hurt his legacy. Because if he was on that Dream Team, he definitely, you know, nobody would think twice about saying he's the second greatest point guard of all time. And to his respect, I now have him as the number 2 point guard all time. No, I'm sorry. Now he's 3 because Stephen Curry is up in there. And I'm debating whether Steph should be over Magic, but I still have Magic as the number 1 point guard. But so Isaiah Thomas is now 3rd all time for me as point guards go. In this particular matchup, you know, I realized playing 2K, you kind of have to run these teams close to how they played back then, because in the starting lineup with the Pistons, they had Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Mark Aguirre, Bill Laimbeer, and Rick Mahorn. Well, I substituted Mark Aguirre for Dennis Rodman. I put Dennis Rodman in the starting lineup, which is the switch they made, you know, back in '89. And the reason why I did that is because I was like, well, if I put Dennis Rodman on the floor, a lot more hustle things should go our way. You know, a 50-50 ball, loose rebound, things like that. Dennis should just always kind of be there. And then for switching purposes, let's say I had Bill Laimbeer on Blake Griffin, which I'm fine with, and they do some type of pick or something, and I can send Dennis Rodman over to help in case Bill Laimbeer switches out. Well, I'm fine with that. Even though you ain't going to give me much production on the offensive end, it's fine, because obviously the offense is going to go through Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Bill Laimbeer. And it was kind of tough, and my opponent was tough, I ain't going to lie. Defensively, I don't feel like neither one of us could really score on each other. It wasn't a huge separation of baskets. A game like this is not going to be a lot of 3-point shooting necessarily, because of the defensive capability. So I don't know. Like, obviously in a series, I do think the Pistons will win, but I would probably have them winning about 4 games to 2. I do believe this Clippers team could, you know, get a couple of games on them. What I do not believe by any stretch of the imagination is that DeAndre Jordan would just bully Rick Mahorn. I don't know how 2K does their ratings or where they get their information from, but like, you're not just moving Rick Mahorn like that. If you know, you gotta pretty much be Shaq or Wilt or somebody. You know, other than that, you ain't really just sitting there moving. Rick Mahorn was a big, strong dude, 6'10", solid muscle dude. So that's probably like the only gripe I had. But anyway, this game, honestly, y'all see that video is not that long. I really wish the game had lasted for the entire duration, because to be honest with y'all, I don't know if I could beat this guy, and I don't know if this guy could beat me. Alright? I don't know. The way he played, his defense was so tough, and eventually if he would have just stuck with it, what he would have realized is I had to take Isaiah Thomas out at some point. I kind of went on a run in the second quarter, which y'all see. I kind of went on a run in the second quarter. And it's only because Chris Paul was taking a rest, but he has Darren Collison. If I put Isaiah Thomas on the bench, then Joe Dumars and Vinnie Johnson have to be on the floor. They got some other shooting guard that I never even heard of, but essentially I like to put Mark Aguirre in that guard rotation just to have some scoring on the floor. But he was so good at blocking shots and getting deflections and stuff, I don't actually know if I could have beat this person. To be honest with you, I don't know. I felt like all he had to do was just stick to what he was doing, and eventually he would have started knocking down some shots. I know Blake Griffin was having a tough time. I mean, I had Dennis Rodman and Bill Laimbeer on him, but yeah, that's the shooting guard guy. I don't even know who that is, but it is what it is. But that's the only thing. I wish we really would have finished this out. Like I said, in the series, I got the Pistons winning, but 4-2. You know, I can only get them 2 games. I lean towards 2 only because I know they had to play 2 in Los Angeles. So I give them 4-2. Now, one thing that did start coming true was Isaiah Thomas. You know, like, since he's not able to take off and dunk and get those guaranteed points, I was very shocked that they did call a lot of fouls to get him to the free throw line. All right. You know, every time he got a chance to get out on the break and use his speed, I used it. He is Isaiah Thomas. Eventually, if I could have used the pick and roll correctly, if he wasn't going to come up on it, I would have had the little mid-range jumper with Isaiah Thomas, and that's kind of what I was looking for. But defensively, man, those Pistons are tough, and running teams stock like this, you know, kind of the way they played back in the day, it's a challenge because you're so used to having guys that can shoot threes. Like, you're used to more floor spacing to just be able to run by, force the help, kick out to the open man. And in this, you got to grind it out for every single bucket. But it's fine to play like this as long as the defensive intensity is going to stay up the whole game. Now, I do want to eventually play on like 7-minute quarters to get the stats more realistic, and I want fouls to matter. You know, if you have a star player and he's about to foul out, it's a little bit harder to keep him on the floor. Players are a little bit more tired, but you got to go with your best players at the end of the game. So that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. So right there they switch, and like I said, if I had Joe Dumars, I probably would have pulled it, but every time you get the switch, you're able to take advantage of the little guy guarding the big.
I do so enjoy watching a bounce pass.
They need to do a better job of letting people blow by people. So me, I like to play defense, and I feel like if I play defense, that's fine, but if I give you a good move, I should be able to get by you. Not this whole going left, right, that don't make any sense to me. Just I want to be able to blow by when it's a good situation to blow by. And then I think the game will be pretty good at that point. Because the better people can get to the rim, the more wide open kickouts you get, the better the game will seem.
And Dumars gets it to go.
But anyway, like I said, the video didn't last long, and it was a pretty close game. I lost the first quarter. Good defense, like just really good defense. And you see me switching on, clicking, switching where I need to, but very good defense by the Pistons. I'm curious to see who the best defensive team is, but right now,
Outside Thomas.
I don't know. It's some teams up there when it comes to defense.
The shot is good.
But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. As always, let me know who you guys think will win in the playoff series between these two particular teams. I want to start hearing people's starting fives. Who's your starting five all time? I'll give you mine in the next video, but who's your starting five all time? Like, you had to pick 5 players to go out there and get the job done. What 5 were you going with?
Good, Thomas.
Well, his body control is
But anyway,
and his ability
I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys have been enjoying the videos. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. It helps me out. Helps my channel grow. Hit the like button. That really helps my channel grow because more people get to see it. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.
And they force the